Alrighty, y'all. So I want to take this trip a lot more. For myself, as I think about things as you mature and grow older, definitely posturing your hands a certain way that are your palms exposed and open. I think of it as like God having, and this is for our 2026 session for spring. And I think of that as an entity. So when I'm by myself and I'm thinking about what does God feel about our ability to think about things. And so as we become God's children, what I envision is that there's these hands that are out, kind of sort of like Allstate. Their slogan is, "Are you in good hands?" And that reminds our brand spaces owner, myself, and Tasia Tripper more. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Make sure that you like and come into our type of little corner here of the universe, and like and subscribe to videos and follow for more content as you embark on your own kind of sort of glow up journey and manifestation and grow into the young woman that you're meant to be, or a young man. And so I just envision God as like this warm, open palm of hands that just holds all of God, all of ourselves inside that comfy spirit. And that's the same thing for us. When we approach one another as young kids, our hands are not closed. Our hands are open to embrace and cuddle and snuggle and tickle and affectionately show that by having a certain stance, that means your arms are open to receive. You're open to receptive of somebody's love. And that's really where we have to learn how to do better as a unit. I went to school to get an Associate of Arts degree. So you all know I love art. So our Associate of Arts degree stems from Cuyahoga Community College. Cuyahoga Community College is a liberal arts and social sciences type of degree. When you think about how to express that open-mindedness and spirit and go forth and actually feel as though you're worthy of the things that they're giving you, most likely you're going to realize that you're going to have a few times where you're going to have that receptive spirit. You have to be open to receiving a degree. You have to be open to receiving your degree regardless of what the haters have did. And that's not easy. So that's probably why the number of people who hold these degrees are normally very lesser than the multitude of people who do not, okay? Because they're going to allow themselves to become overcome, overwhelmed, allow themselves to succumb to the pressure of those entities who wish them failure and not a degree. So you notice that they will destroy one another. You will notice that they all click together. But people assume they click together because they have so much in common, and not necessarily because they're foes and you have to keep them close so that it's easier to destroy one another. So always be mindful about the things that you see, because it's never as it appears. And we are so quick to envy people. We just get green with envy that somebody has it so made. They got so many friends. They just so lucky. And when you look closer and peel back those layers, what is it that you authentically and sincerely see? A miserable group of entities who have allowed themselves to become overcome by their emotions instead of allowing their emotions to fall in the back and their intelligence to lead in the front. So that means that they master their emotions and they are not overcome by them. That's what open hands signal. An open hand signals, I'm ready, I'm learning, I'm here, I'm present, I have decided to show up, I am willing to accept, and I am open to perfect attendance by the attitude that I choose to put forth. I am not going to act like school is a walk down easy street. I will not justify being around classmates who belittle one another in order to succeed in obtaining their diplomas. I will not, as a brand spaces entity, again, Advantageous More, realize that by leading by an example means anything less than I have power to influence someone for ill or for good. The decision is up to myself to choose wisely in order to obtain a degree. And another thing, when I think about how hard and difficult obtaining a degree was, there were moments where I was just not sure. Why is it this school, in particularly speaking, instead of this one? Is this a school that I'm just going to settle into? Or am I going to choose to reach for a higher stature than the one that I previously left? Now, when I was at school, there was a young lady, and I was going down some stairs, and it was just so loud and noisy that I cracked the phone. Now, in my own opinion, is this lady so open-minded that she can only take one flight of stairs in order to avoid anything that happens? No. It's a competition to get where we want to go as quickly as possible, regardless of what's destroyed in the process. That's what I've learned. But a young lady and a young man who has opportunities and has their hands open to receptive thoughts, they realize there's a multitude of different ways to obtain a goal. Those are the entities that I look up to. Now, come on, I know I'm talking to somebody. All right? The people who really get life and who's going to tell you the real. Okay? Not sugared to make it easier to go down. Okay? Not laced with things that are unnecessary. Just a raw, authentic point of view. So that when I am allowed, whether it's through circumstances or family members or media or any kind of thought process that's come through any kind of art forms or what have you, I can readily digest that particular piece of information and do so with goodwill. So that I can scale the things that I need to without making sure that anybody else is faulted because of a wish that I choose to manifest. Now, when you done reach that point, your hands is soft and you good to go, and you're an open-minded young lady, and your palms is reaching up into heaven. And that's exactly where God wants you. Reaching into heaven with all of these other children who are around you to help you succeed. And when anybody falls short of that particular goal or ideal, just know that their lives have manifested something very similar in return to what it is that they have chosen to make you go through. Simple. Now, I know I'm talking to somebody. So if that's you, make sure you visit our website. You can visit www.payhit.com/authentic-glow-coaching in order to have a more in-depth discussion and conversation about anything that may have lacked in-depthness due to the nature of YouTube. Okay, I'm more than willing to have a quick virtual chat and sit down and really rehash these topics. If you like, you may follow us online via Instagram. Our IG handle is @AuthenticGlowCoaching. I encourage you all to subscribe to that particular channel as well. There is quite a few different educational pieces where you are able to add to your glow and your thought process and help your mindset expand and stretch as though you practice yoga on the daily, regularly. Now, I hope this has encouraged you all. If you watch until the end, I encourage you all to leave a heart emoji. Does not matter which color. And if you like the video on this content, then I actually ask that you all leave a thumbs up so I know